Hey, hello. What's up, everyone? Alright, just making sure stream settings are fine. Let me know if you see any issues in your end. This is my first time streaming at my new place. And I did have to change internet provider, so hoping everything's fine. I do not like Comcast. I seem to have needed to go back to them. Alright, so we're just going to be playing some games with Hamilton's list. I have made some small changes to it. Basically, I haven't really given Bully a very, very strong like chance, I would say. So I kind of want to give that a shot. So, okay, we definitely cut E-pots for this. Sinks into Lexi can be interesting because sometimes they give you a frostbite and can be awkward to play. Definitely want CNCs. So if we're running CNCs, we're probably cutting, I want to say either E-strikes or bulls. Oh, wait, I'm playing with my, with what I use off stream. Whoops. Yeah, this account name is like what I use when I'm playing off stream. Accidentally put it here. I'll switch it after this one. I don't want to leave this person alone. Blizzards are also interesting. So, let's see. I do need to know how many blues this list has in the base. It has, okay, it has 45 at base. And I like to go to 41. So currently I've removed 3 blues, I'll remove 1 more. Yeah, I guess I'll remove 1 blizzard. I don't think I want all of them. And then we need to remove 6 reds. So... Alright, let's cut the E-strikes, and then remove 3 more reds. Let's let's go ahead and cut bulls, and if we have CNCs, I guess. But that feels a little weaker, at least for this list. We're gonna give it a shot, I think. I suppose we can cut yellow ice veins. Yeah, and then we have bites and scars, which honestly I'm iffy about. I'm just iffy about red block 2s, but I mean, I can't. Oh wait, no, I want to cut the sinks over the bull. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have bulls in and then cut the sinks. Okay, fine. We're gonna try red bites and scars. Okay. Cool. So I guess actually, yeah, let's go ahead and go first. And sure. Okay. So we could Fighting Spirit here and just gain the life. Let them filter a bunch. They could like filter 3, which at that point isn't really filtering. Setting up Frostex feels very, very mad. Let's see the AB situation here. They have AB 1. Yeah, so Frostex feels kind of pointless. I think I'm going to just setting Fighting Spirit and Arsenal Blizzard. Oh, Arsenal, yeah, we can Arsenal the other Fighting Spirit. So let's go and do that. Gain. We get to gain a life at the beginning. Okay. Dealt 1, gain 1. Cool. Right, so with that, yeah, I'm definitely glad I kept the Blizzard. And what do we Arsenal here? I suppose we just go ahead and Arsenal Blizzard. Okay, so Rain Razors or Lightning Press are both being represented here. We can block 6, which I guess like plays around Rain Razors, but then we don't get to do anything on our turn. So I think a best play might just be to see what their thing is and just Blizzard it and hope that stops it. Could block. Yeah, because I can block 5 like comfortably, but there's no way I stop the on hit from the buff. So I think I'll just stop the next on hit in case there is one. Yep. Okay. Let me just make sure I've got all my... Yeah, and you have that checked. Gold's coming in for 6, and then we'll blizzard it on the resolution step. Okay, so they're reloaded, and then we blizzard after they've reloaded, and maybe this blows them out. I suppose that's the argument for blocking, that in case this blows them out, then... Okay, cool, it didn't, so we're still gonna get one hit in and then get to block again. Okay, so 6, they could reload and send another 0 cost at us. There's no terrible 0 cost. Searing shot would be like bad, but like, you know, there's no other really bad on hit they could give us. So I'm tempted to just block on this one and send Woundable at them. I don't really care about arseling any of these cards. So we can go ahead and do this. Right. Cool. And here you go, here's 8. Also, let me know if the volume of the music and like my voice and everything is fine. Okay, so they're blocking at 2 red arrows. Ooh, 3 of a... Okay, so they're an all red hand. Okay, and we've drawn to CNC, which is nice. Okay, that's a fatigue shot. Which I kind of want to block because I want to send a CNC at them. Ooh, drill shot. Drill shot's a little annoying. I might need to give them the drill shot value, just pretend it's basically coming in for 4. Give them their value so that I can block the fatigue shot and send a CNC at them and start trying to swing the tempo. Let's see what their turn could be. So they could... I mean, they could potentially send more arrows at us. I kind of want to see what they're up to, so... Alternatively, I can just block the 2 arrows, Coronet, peek them, and Arsenal Cold Snap, which actually is also pretty fine, I think. Or I block this and then send Ice Vein at them and let the fatigue shot hit. I think that's probably fine as well. So yeah, block this, don't give them extra value here, and I don't care about the fatigue shot if I'm sending an Ice Vein at them. Sure, let's go with that line. Okay. Yep, we will take this. Cool, they pitched the blue, so that tells me they might have excess blues. Ooh, okay, this is... Okay, so this is a... We can scar into bull hand. They're showing us drill shot with Lexi. No. Okay. So the thing about activating Voltaire is that I don't get a priority window after they load it, but before they fire it. So if I'm cold snapping here, I'm really only freezing this drill shot, which is fine, it's not terrible. But I almost wonder whether I should just hold this Blizzard. And Blizzard the arrow that they put in. Maybe stop their turn, and I just do Scar Bull Might and keep the cold snap down here. So... Alright. Although they gave me a blue on that Ice Vein, so I'm probably not getting... you know what, we can go and let Lexi resolve, and let's see what they pitched to Voltaire. Okay, they pitched a yellow, so interesting that they gave me a blue in their turn. Okay, so they're pitching this, we can cold snap, freeze that, give them a frostbite, they can send a 0 cost and potentially do a little more, but I think I'm good to get rid of the Blizzard at this point. And draw something. Alternatively, I Arsenal... Actually, maybe Arsenaling the Blizzard is probably the best. Instead of Arsenaling Polar Blast. This is interesting, because they do have on his, like, they have the ice cards. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play this cold snap out now. And let's get rid of this. Oh, so they paid. Okay, that's interesting. And we drew to CNC. Not great drawing all these reds, but, you know, these are Arsenalable. Okay, so that's a Bolden shot, which I do need to pay for because of the frostbite, because they paid. Okay, cool. They give us +1, but I don't need to worry about a reload. Cool. Sure. And then, so, I mean, they might fire that drill shot, in which case we just do Scar, Bull, Arsenal, CNC, which is fine. Oh, I can just block the drill shot with the CNC. Yeah, so we'll let this one hit. And let's see whether they choose to fire drill shot. Okay, they do. So, yeah, blocking this is basically blocking 4, because they'll minus... Oh, basically blocking 3. And yeah, I don't mind doing that. And then Scar Bull is pretty... It's quite... Let's go and Moon here as well. Yeah, so based on what they had, I'm not sure whether they were supposed to pitch the blue for my Ice Vein. I think you might just want to take 5 and discard a red, because they did seem a little resource light. My turns are gonna get picked on now that I'm streaming? Yeah, for sure. Cool. So we've equalized the life, which is nice. Okay, now we have Ice Vein, but no Ice card. So I wonder if this is gonna be a block with the Ice Vein. We can Scar, Peak, Pitch to Heart, Arsenal, Emeritus. Ooh, okay, okay. So this is annoying. You know... Okay, okay. So I kind of want to go lower than them if I want to do the Scar line. At the same time, giving them a reload can be pretty sus. I think we're just gonna need to risk it. Let them have the reload. Hopefully it's not an Ice card that they flip... Actually, no, it's fine. Even if it's an Ice card they flip with Lexi, we have Tunic. So we can still Scar Peak. Arsenal Emeritus. I wouldn't want to, though, because if I'm Arsenaling Emeritus, I really want my Tunic up. So I really hope that's just... it's not. Not an Ice card. Okay, cool. Sweet. So, Scar. If they take this, we won't get harder find all value. Okay, but it looks like they're still higher than us, so honestly, this all just worked out pretty perfectly. And since I used a Tunic the previous turn, this Peak is getting... Yeah, it's a lot. So the block is Searing and Heatseeker. Cool. We get to Arsenal this. Okay, and all they're doing is firing this out. Now, this is... I mean, they already have a card. Oh, but it puts a face up, so actually this on-hit matters. Imagine playing the jank decks and it's Hamilton. Yeah, no, it's my bad. This is my off-stream account, which I like use to like test random stuff like Pommel Viscerai. I just forgot to switch my normal one. Okay, so this game, I mean, especially with them at AB1, I'm not sure if I need to develop this chill. The question is, am I doing this Emeritus now? Because if I block 5 on this, I could go Winter's Bind, Incarnate Peak, and get 2 cards from them. There is also the line where I cash in my Ironhide here, because it does seem like we're going... we are simplifying the game state quite a bit. Oh, no, if I use Tunic to Ironhide, then I don't get to Tunic Emeritus, so no, let's not do that. We can Emeritus, have the 1 float. Trouble is, none of these cards are really great to Arsenal, so I'm not sure if I want to cycle out this Emeritus. I can just block 5 here, Winters by Peak. Yeah, we could Emeritus and then still just bite on our turn. Then that definitely does not sound good. So sure, let's start with this. Okay, discard Surge. I do like to see Surge being discarded. Now we have the option of Moon or Peak, and I feel like I'd just rather Peak. Like, just take advantage of the turns where they don't have Tunic up. Okay, and that's another red gone from there. Yeah, so now their hand just looks so much less scary. Cool, now this... Okay. I say their hand looks a lot less scary and then start with a 3 of a kind. So I think I'm going to Emeritus here before they draw excess resources potentially to block my stuff. Yeah, it could get risky because I do want to keep everything to Ice Vein them. So they send like a Chilling Ice Vein or whatever. That'd be bad. I haven't seen a single one from them, so they might be running a Fuseless list. So let's go ahead and do this. We push the other Emeritus. So we have the fallback of Brain Freeze on our turn in case things go south over here. And let's activate the Tunic. Ooh, this could be really risky because I might need Ironhide. At the same time, they could get excess resources from 3 of a kind. So you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. And hope that all they're sending is vanilla damage, because that is what they've been doing, basically. There we go. Okay, that's a first Frostbite here. Okay, now that could actually be really annoying. Okay, it looks like they... Oh, okay, no, okay. Okay, so in this case, we can't... because of the Frostbite, we do need to respect this. Could just block 5. So I do want them to play that, that's the thing. If I block this too much, they just won't play this. If they give me 4 Frostbites, I could still peek, is the thing. I just pitch these 2 to peek. It's not the worst. It's really bad if I block this and they keep that in their arsenal. Yeah, so we kind of got punished doing the Emeritus in response to 3 of a kind. So let's see, and yeah, they just give this go again. So okay, we're gonna let this hit and maybe block the second arrow because I don't really care about this on hit. Okay. Okay. So this is very awkward. But we have to take it. Yeah, we have to take it. If they use this, they do give up an arsenal though. And if they don't, I get to Brain Freeze. So okay, cool. I'm very glad they used that. And now I suppose, I mean, we could peek pitching our entire hand, which obviously doesn't feel good. Then they go to 3. I mean, that honestly just might be the play here, where I just peek them. Yeah. Okay, got rid of that. Yep, let's put this first and that. Cool. Life totals are still close. That's where we want to be. Oh my god, that's a third 3 of a kind? Okay. Well, we have a decent blocking hand here. Okay, that's a problem. So I want to block with a bite and probably the Ice Bolt. All right, so yeah, no, this is a problem. Okay, they obviously can't buff this up. I almost wonder whether I give a peek here at this point, or Tunic. It's probably too early for peek. We haven't seen a single CLF yet, and if I draw CLF, I need peek to keep it around. So this could be a give up Tunic turn. Well, a give up Tunic thing. I know they can't buff this because it's a 3 of a kind turn. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and block with Tunic in this. I'm not a huge fan, but sometimes you gotta. Cool. Alright, if it's just a headshot, I don't really care. And this is the second Voltaire activation. Okay. So now we can go Bite Peak on our turn, Arsenal Aether Hail. Is this a card under Arsenal, is the question. That's like 5 damage on their turn. It's not amazing. And I feel like I could conserve life to try and save a hand that's better. No, I think the life is low enough that this is fine. Okay, another Surge discarded. There was an argument to block with, to actually pitch Frosting there, so that I have the one floating for Ironhide if I need to. Okay. Yeah, and of course Lexi's Frostbites is another reason to have kept Frosting instead of Aether Hail, so there's a bit of a misplay on my end. Okay, so they're pitching for Voltaire, but they haven't played that Icequake yet. So, I mean, we can obviously break this Frostbite and Ironhide the attack, and then on our turn do things, so yeah. Okay, so now if they... Oh! Okay, no, okay, no, that's fine. They haven't played into Frostbite Disruption because they still have one floating. Sure. And they did give this Endless Arrow go again. Okay. So let's see what's our most efficient way to block this. We could send 5, use the one floating to Ironhide and then block 5, which we have to because they did give this go again, so if this goes back to the hand, we're kind of screwed. We could also just block with 3 cards and peek, which honestly could be fine because of how... Oh, no, we can't peek because we have a Frostbite. Nope. Okay. So I think I might like the block this, like we hail, and then block with remaining cards Arsenal Emeritus, and just be in a good spot to like Stridus kill them. Yes, okay. So we'll hide, and we can block with a Hex and this Scar. Keep this to hail them. Pay 1. Pitch this. That was a misplay on my end. I should have forced them to use that one floating, because they blocked an extra one, which is turret. That was actually really bad for me. We might get punished for that. Let's see. So at this point, I kind of just want to keep this Emeritus in Arsenal until I have lethal. Okay, this is a little annoying because this allows them to send potentially 3 arrows. We could give up peek. Man, honestly, not finding a single CLF this game has been pretty awkward. Pretty sure we can still navigate our way out of this. Yeah, so they could fire 3 arrows this way, but then they'll be left without an arsenal. So maybe I'm not supposed to respect this on hit and just let them have it. So we can go ahead and block with this. Well, what I don't like is actually the Lexi activation. If they get to do this, is if they have a Frost and Ice card to activate Lexi, that kind of makes it very awkward. I suppose we have Emeritus. Okay, there we go. Okay, so they're doing this, so we're gonna go to 4 Frostbites. So I think I'm supposed to respond to this Emeritus and moon them right now. Go ahead and Arsenal the Cold Snap. Because this is clearly the last thing they're doing. So I will leak a bunch. Yeah, I'll go up to 4 Frostbites and it won't be cool. So we can do this. Oh, wait, whoa. I was supposed to moon as well. Okay, not happy to see that, but I can potentially freeze it. Yes, I see. So, I think this... I'm not sure why they activated Lexi here, because that gives me the chance to freeze this, when they could just have played this immediately, because they're probably playing it this turn. Okay, that's our first CLF. Oh yeah, of course. No, never mind. Them activating Lexi didn't actually change anything. But I mean, in any case, they didn't need to, because... like, now they don't have Alexi activation in case they have any reload stuff. So, you know, I'm happy to see that. Alright, so... our goal here now is just to... Okay, Fatigue Shot sucks, so I want to send CNC at them. It's fine. Our goal is just to survive and Arsenal CLF and hope we can pivot off of that. They can rain response to cold time. Yes, indeed, that is what they did. I suppose we have nothing to do with these extra resources anyway, so I can moon just to get a feeling of what they're up to. Yeah, 7. Could just block 6. And let's see. Oh, okay, so they didn't block Waning Moon at all. Let's see. This looks like, I mean, can they send 2 more arrows? So if the Tunic load an arrow, and that's a bolt-in shot, then they could potentially send 2 arrows. Which, yeah, that would suck. So, I mean, I also can't just hedge on that. Okay, I'm down to just block here. And see where the next arrow is. Because if that's a bolt-in shot, I do need to block it. Oh, it's incarceration. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, so we have the option to CLF here. Like hardcast CLF on our turn. Oh, like the thing about the peak, it just gets a tunic counter, which honestly probably isn't bad if I'm trying to CLF them on their turn. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go for that. Actually, you know what? Hang on. With them this low, there's the argument to just keep the spell card. So this is what, 3... how many red Ice Veins have we sent to them? Not that many, I feel. I feel like we sent 1. We have a red Ice Vein and a yellow Ice Vein. So if, say, I draw a yellow Ice Vein on an Emeritus, that's 4, 3, 3. That is actually lethal if I just hold on to the 3 damage card instead of trying to resolve a CLF. Which could be the line. Let me make sure I haven't messed up my math. Yeah, I haven't. If I draw enough resources for it. So... it is risky, but I think that might be the line I want to go for. Because with only AB1, that is guaranteed lethal. CLF is a little safer. And this bull list, I do find sometimes struggles with finding a Stridus target. Here's the thing, if I CLF, I'm down to just 3 cards. And I'm probably going to need to block with Peak. It'll be difficult to keep it on my turn, so I'm not sure how much. It's really hard to tell. I think it's probably better for me to just keep the damage spell. Yep, so as expected, just use the Tunic. Okay, we did not find the Emeritus. There's a bunch of blues, and there's a fair number of block 3s, so I don't hate this. And depending on how many resources they use, we still might have lethal, because there's 9 damage here. So if they only leave 2 up, we could have lethal. So I think, okay. It might be risky to go for this Ice Vein here. But I think I'm kind of priced into it. Okay, they're Voltaring twice. Which, I mean, kind of opens them up to lethal, potentially, to be honest. Okay, no, they discarded Icequake. Okay, that's cool. Well, okay, well, then we just have lethal here, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, damn, I took way longer than they did. That was really bad. I was trying to talk through my lines and stuff. But yeah, let us log out and get back into... Wait, no, not this. 1 second. Just gonna switch back to this as I log in. Cool. Yeah, cool. So we managed to get that. That was, honestly, yeah, not finding CLF was a little annoying, but I mean, this bull list is just so ridiculously efficient. Like when I did the Scar bull turn, like, you really feel the power, like, when you do a 3-card 12. So that was pretty nuts. So Levi says, revealing would have let them play out the second slot without committing raises until reactions. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, so I suppose the downside I was seeing is that if they have a reload card, they've already activated Lexi, so they can't, like, flip and give me a Frostbite. But I suppose if they know they don't have a reload card, then them revealing just... I guess it buys them information depending on what I play from my arsenal. At the same time, with how low life totals were, I feel like giving me the extra priority window, like if I had a CLF, is really, really bad compared to just playing the Rain Razors, right? I'm not sure. I suppose it really depends on how many resources they had, and maybe they felt like CLF would be too much for blowout, and so they want to reveal the Rain Razors. But from my perspective, I was very happy to get that extra priority window. What's my streaming schedule? I don't actually have one. So today, honestly, okay, so I tried to put out a video once a week. And okay, so I missed last week because I was casting at Indie. And then for this week, I just didn't have a video idea, so I figured I'm just gonna stream for a bit. So this is the video. That's, yeah, so there's a schedule. The schedule is, if I can't think of a good video to put out this week, then I'm streaming. Joshua says they are dead now. Yes, they were definitely dead. Yeah, once they activated Voltaire a second time and just emptied their hand, it was, they were dead. We didn't even need... Yeah, the Emeritus would have been guaranteed lethal if we found Emeritus or Yellow Ice Vein. But since they emptied their hand, yeah, we had 9 damage just from a 3 damage spell in hand. Cool. So let's go one more with this, with the Hamilton's list. Now, I have made a couple of changes. There's basically a bit of tech I am trying for the mirror, which I don't know if it's good yet. So we'll see if we get to face the mirror and I get to test it out. Pro caster too. Thanks, Joshua. I'm not sure about pro yet, but you know, it was fun. I do enjoy casting. Alright, if no one comes up with a lobby, I'll probably just make one. And this time we're on the correct profile. And to be fair, even though I was on my jank builds profile, I was still playing the competitive queue, so you know, yeah. I suppose y'all can see right now what my experimental tech is for the mirror. It's a Krana Dominion with Warhorn, which I know it sounds like such a meme when I say it, but my main thing is that I don't feel like there's a good head slot for the mirror right now. There's like, I'm not very happy with AB or just a 2-block, just because I feel like the 5th point of AB is very, very rarely relevant. Okay, so we're against Dromai here. And that's not great, especially with the bull list. Like with my list, which runs hails and ice bolts, like ice bolts in the side. You'd snipe me if you weren't so lazy. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, let's go first. Yeah, so especially like my list, which runs like ice bolts in the side for Dromai. You know, I'm a little concerned about his matchup. So let's see how this goes. So we definitely keep scars. I probably want all the. Yeah, we definitely cut sinks. Again, okay, so and you cut 4 blues, always, to go up to 41 blues. So E-pots, I'm guessing, come out in this matchup. Although, I don't know, I have seen the Wounded Bull list try and do a Frostex thing into Dromai. So maybe you need the E-pots? It's weird. Winter Spite, I feel like probably not for this matchup. Yeah, I think it's Amime, we definitely keep the extra poppers. Yeah, I still need to cut the 4 blues. Brothers is still fine. You might be able to snipe a dragon with it. Love your coverage. Alright. Yeah, that's the thing about just, you know, cherry-picking someone else's list, right? You just, sideboarding becomes really, really difficult. So, okay, I'm just gonna pretend, I'm just gonna treat it as the way I would if I'm playing my list, which is, I'm just gonna try and race them. So I'm not gonna bring in the E-pots, and to that end, I feel like I'm even cut a Frostex as well. Chills can still stay in, chills are okay. So those are the 4 blues, 3 E-pots, 1 Frostex, and we need to cut a red to be at 41. Which, again, I'm also not sure whether that's Hamilton's number. Like whether 41 blues is what he does always. It's a number I've found that I'm comfortable with. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's sideboarding with a new list. I feel like E-Strike is the weakest of all these attacks, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut 1 E-Strike. Since it's also not a popper, it's also annoying to give go against sometimes. It could be Peak or Providence. I think it's a good argument for both. I'm just gonna go with Peak because CLF is important in this matchup, and I'll need it. I might need it to keep CLF around. Alright, I mean, we have a free Frostex, so I'm pretty sure we just go for it. We get the Arsenal Polar Blast, which gets to nuke them. Oh my god, they're going Skullcap. They can have AB4. That is very, very annoying. Can we also... Nah, I don't want to Moon, just in case they do a Dragon I need to pop. I could leak in 1 here, but that's probably not worth. Pursuit of Knowledge? Are we getting pummeled? Okay. So since we do need to commit 2 cards to block this, I might not play out the Portal Blast here. No, I still do. They're like so open. Yeah, alright, no, we still do. And I think I can get rid of Emeritus because I don't have Tunic up, so I'll rather Arsenal something else. Okay. And we can block with... Wait, let's do the Moon. So I don't care for Ice Eternal. Yeah, I suppose us leaking the damage means that we... Let's see. Yeah, it means that we kind of won't Arsenal, or we won't be playing the Fighting Spirit. I think it might be fine to not play the Fighting Spirit and just hold it as a popper, or... Yeah, just hold it as a popper and just try and cold snap them, like, on their turn. Like, just take advantage of the fact that they don't have AB right now. Block here. And... Yeah, so here's the thing about the bull list. I'm not sure, like, in my list, I'm definitely like, I just save these for poppers, but I guess I have 9 of these, so I'm supposed to send this and just get value out of it right now. So I'm probably supposed to do that, and we'll keep Hail in the deck in case we ever get there. Honestly, the Frostbite dealing the extra damage puts us at the same life total, and then I don't gain a life from this Fighting Spirit, which is a little annoying, but alright. Are they just taking 7 here? Oh no, they're... Interesting. So they did bring in D-Reacts into us. I suppose everyone's on the bull list, that you can do that. Okay, we do not draw Papa, but they don't have dragons right now, so... Oh, also I brought in the wrong arms. These should be Metacarpus. Whoops, that was a mistake. But also, okay, well... Just as I say they have no dragons, they invoke Tumulty, which I cannot deal with, and it's gonna block my, destroy my Striders. So I could give them a Frostbite to stop this attack, but the thing is I still can't I just can't deal with the Tumulti. So I could pop the Striders, it stops the Tumulti attack, but then next turn they could get another piece of my equipment. I'm probably just supposed to cash in Striders now just because it's a bunch of damage. Yep. This is not good. Okay. Well, yeah, the next turn... Yeah, okay, I think I'm supposed to cash in Striders on next turn. I might draw Papa. I mean, I'm pretty likely to draw Papa. So I do this here, stops the attack, I get to deal a bunch of damage. Yep. So it's gonna be... Math is hard. Probably the most efficient is that I pitch 2 blues. I get to Hail plus Moon, right? Okay, no, it's 1 blue for Ice Bolt. No, so 2 blues I can Ice Bolt and Moon as well. Yeah, and then I guess Arsenal Polar Burst or Hail. It might be a Hail just because of how scary this is getting. Yep. Honestly, this arms piece was a big mistake, but you know, we'll see. Yeah, I'm just gonna Arsenal Hail. We are on like literally like just full on race mode right now. They always have 2 blues on top, yeah. Oh gosh. All right. Yeah, sure. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No! Whoops, accidentally showed them that when I was just supposed to Arsenal it. Great, we found the Poppers. We found 3 of them. And, okay, and they have Mirror Guides, so that is very, very bad. Okay. This is terrible. This is absolute garbage. So we're supposed to... They're gonna attack with Tumulti and, I don't know, maybe get a peek or something. They're probably not gonna attack with the other dragon. Oh, they destroyed Peak. Okay, interesting. So, I mean, they destroyed Tunic. So, I wonder if I can bait them into attack on the Mirror Guy if I block with a Popper here. In any case, I can get these out of my hand, and one of the Poppers needs to go to Mirror Guy anyway, so... Sure. We block here. And if they attack a Mirror Guy, we get to pop it. If they don't, I'm sending a thing at it and holding a Popper back. Yeah, so that early Tumulti is going to be absolute... Yeah, the absolute house. Okay, and that's Kyloria. Okay. Cool. So they're probably going to attack with that. And then we'll pop it. And then at that point, maybe I'm supposed to just attack into the Tumulti. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't matter. Okay, so I think maybe I'm supposed to attack on Tumulti, so at least I don't lose another piece of equipment. And Maraga is a little easier to deal with. I could like scar it or something. So yeah, that is going to be what I do here. Cool, and we drew another Popper, which is nice. Yeah, and we can even E-Strike, like E-Strike Maraga. I suppose we can E-Strike Tumulti as well, but at least, you know, I save my equipment this way. There's a pretty early burn them all, and yeah, that not having Metacarpus here is gonna be pretty bad. Excuse me. Okay, so that's a Dromai which we can hail. Obviously they do get the action point, but this does consume the Mirror Guy Phantasm thing, right? In the sense that this one doesn't have Phantasm, but the next one will. Yeah, okay. No, I do not want to block because I'm killing it. I think I'll keep the hail just in case they have another two health dragon like color, yeah. Yeah, as long as I don't kill in the layer step. Yeah, that's exactly why I don't want to kill in the layer step. Normally I would, obviously. Normally for dragons you're supposed to do that because of the freaking burn them all. But in this case that was not. Okay, that's Moon here. Oh, they took all three, so they're trying to keep these cards. It's interesting. And then they're gonna take one more from this Frostbite. I mean, I normally would be feeling okay at this life lead, but we don't have Striders, so you know our 10 life lead is just that. We don't have Striders for reach. Okay. So we have a curious decision here. We could E-Strike. I mean, okay, we're definitely E-Striking Mirror Guy. Actually, are we? Okay, how many pop? We've used 4 poppers and the deck has 9. And I have the 5th one in my hands. There's 4 more on the list. Part of me wants to E-Strike for draw a card, and I get to draw the random card. Let's say I get Arsenal the random card and hold a popper in my hand. Alternatively, I could just E-Strike Mirror Guy and Arsenal the Aether Hail. Nah, that's probably the worst. Yeah, alright, so we will do draw a card. And we'll attack Mirror Guy. And hopefully we draw something good. To Arsenal. Emeritus is fine. It's not. It's merely okay. It's fine if we draw too many blues at some point. But yeah, we still do. Okay. I say too many blues, then we draw like 3 reds. Well, 2 reds. We kept 1 popper. Create a token as a copy of an aura you control. Interesting. And this does not have go again, and they have no way to give it go again. So a Phantasmal Footsteps is obviously annoying. Yeah, if I pop this, they can Phantasmal it. But if I don't, this is all they're sending this turn. So I almost want to just block with a red Ice Vein and just send the other one at face for 5 damage. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to fuse it because I'm holding onto the CNC, but that is, yeah, unfortunately just the way this was drawn up. And yeah, they don't snaps anything, so really this is it. So sure. And yeah, actually, I do not want to block with CNC because that's how they can get an extra action point and send more stuff at me. If only they didn't have Bundle. Is it? Wait. Oh yeah, it is forced. That is true. It's actually a forced trigger. They left the game. Oh, they disconnected. Okay. Well, that was not looking good for us. I think the game went on. I mean, I don't know. So what? We had like a 10 life lead. We were gonna Ice Vein them. We had Emeritus Arsenal. They didn't have any Ash Wings up, but they of course had AB with Skullcap. So all in all, and we did have Striders. I didn't feel in a great spot, but with our life lead, I think there is a world where we do win that. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sometimes the opponent just DCs, right? But yeah, the Dromai matchup on the Wounded Bull list, I think that's the one I'm most concerned about, just because, like, yeah, with my original list, I'm pretty confident I can race them, because I have a Freezing Point, I have 2 red Ice Balls, and I have 3 Hails. So, you know, they just don't have the blues to deal with that. Whereas this one, Yeah, I'm not sure what happens if they just... I'm not sure how I'm supposed to send damage at them, because if you ever send a physical attack, they just block with their reds. And they hold their 1 blue for any arcane you send at them. So maybe you are supposed to Frost Hex with the bull plan, and since you have 9 poppers, you can buy yourself time to hex them. I don't know, I'll need to play it more on the bull list. On the bull handle list. You think I was a bit behind, but it was winnable? Yeah, yeah, I'll say that was where my head is at as well. Have I made any changes to the list to help against Warhorn Remembrance Olden builds? I have not. Yeah, I haven't. Although I'm guessing, yeah, we probably should find space for 1 Remembrance here. And that helps with that a decent amount, because they would need to Warhorn and Remembrance it twice. And then your 1 Remembrance gets back like 3 hexes. I don't know, it feels like the trade is better for you if they spend like 4 action points, like Warhorn twice. And 1 Remembrance to do that. And your 1 Remembrance basically negates almost all of that. Yeah. So I think 1 Remembrance should be fine. I haven't done that. I haven't put that in yet, because I also do expect that dealt to be dealt with in terms of ban, just because it's a very toxic... Is this very toxic? Ooh, okay. Wait, is this someone in chat? Because I did say I have some tech for the mirror I want to try, and then we have a mirror. Okay, and they are choosing to go first, obviously. Okay. Alright, so this could be hilariously bad, or it could be genius. So we're gonna see. Okay, we take out sinks, we definitely want E-pots. I think we can take out CNCs. We do want to make sure we have a healthy number of reds. Oh wait, hold on, I have it right here. I have the thing. Cool, yeah, CNCs are out, 1 scar is out. Oh yeah, yellow ice veins definitely come out, because they always have AB4 at the minimum, so this just charges the Alluvian. Red Winter Spite, I have no idea if this is supposed to come in or not. But my instinct says no, it feels just card for a card, which is like, it's like whatever. I mean, they could come in over scars, just because scars can be... The thing with scars is like, the go again is really... can be messed up if they, give you a frostbite, but it's a good 1-card hand. I suppose the same could be said about Winter's Bite, but no, Scar's a better 1-card hand than Winter's Bite, so try and keep that in, and yeah. Cool. So let's see how this works. Okay, we have a Frost Hex, let's hope they don't hex us. Yeah, so what we're trying with the Dominion is playing a Warhorn here. And, okay, so there's several things. Oh my god, they are running Red Winter Spite. Okay. Because I kind of do want to send a bull at them. Am I supposed to discard Red Ice Vein? This could be a discard Red Ice Vein line, especially when they have AB5. I'm not sending this anytime soon. I would have liked to pitch this. But since they are forcing a card from us, I'll rather keep the bull. Royal. Yes, so this is what I'm trying. I do not know if this is good. Alright, full disclaimer here. I do not know if this is good. The theory is that, firstly, I don't like the 5th point of AB. I feel like a lot of times it doesn't do much. A lot of times 5th point of AB is useless, especially when they like Ice Vein you with chills behind it. You're not using all 5 AB. So I don't like that, and the 2 extra life from like just bringing Crown of Providence is fine. We send the bull for 7 here. Let's pitch. What do I want to see first? Probably the Ice Bolt, so we can do that. Yeah, the 2 extra life is fine. I was just wondering whether this potentially breaks the mirror if I run 1 Warhorn. Because getting a chill and a hex from them at some point in the game, since a lot of times in Icelander mirror, you are kind of just staring at each other. So having the Warhorn there potentially can be good. And again, I have no idea if this is good. We are trying things out here. So they are scarring us, so we're gonna hex, and this will stop This is exactly what I was talking about earlier, right? This will stop that. It does let them charge up the Alluvian, which I'm not a big fan of. But if it's stopping like a Fighting Spirit or something, or if it's them giving up their arsenal to like Fighting Spirit me or something, then, you know, it's pretty good. Oh, we also have Blizzard, actually. Very curiously enough, this might come in handy. So let's Hex here. And we'll hold on to the Blizzard. Do you have any further deck ideas for Dooming Doom Viscerai? Not yet. I have messed around with it. I've tried like a Pommel Viscerai thing. It's not great. Also, like, kind of loses to Dromai. So, yeah. Okay, so they have the Frostbite. And that's going to charge the Alluvian. Oh, also they're running more than 60 against us. That's very interesting. Question is, do we Blizzard this? Probably not. That feels like such a meme. So, I don't think so. So, it's coming in. Yeah, they would need to give up a bunch to actually send something at me because of the Frostbite. So if I block 3 here, my turn will just be hold on to a blue for any shenanigans they might do. And then we can try and resolve a CLF on their turn. So yeah, I'll block with the Ice Bolt here. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So that does break the Frostbite, which I'm happy about because that was going to charge the Alluvian. But I do need to block this because they are representing 2 more damage from Moon, so I do need to pitch there. But I mean, that's charging my Alluvian, and then I'll have 2 float to deal with their winning Moons, so I'm actually fine with this. Yeah, I'll block 1. Yeah, we'll pitch a Blizzard. And we get a Alluvian counter. Okay, cool. And we just block 2 here as well. And we're very happy about that. And they're pitching a Frostex. So maybe they've seen this roll thing and they're like, maybe they're trying to pivot. Okay, no, they had another Frostex, so okay. Interesting. So I guess their line, what they were trying to do the previous turn was Scar into Frostex. Cool. Alright. Alright, what do we... Yeah, no, I think I'm fine, yeah. I will take the Arcane and arsenal this. We found... Okay. Ooh, okay, so they're trying to do their CLF. Okay. So we can do our CLF as in response to this. The trouble is, our turn won't be very good. Yeah, when we draw 2 board state pieces at the same time, it's a little frustrating because you need to pick which one you want to do, or which one you want to set up. I suppose what we could do is just hold on to CLF. We just... Yeah, we can send a fighting... No, that's not good. Okay, I think we just have the CLF here as well. And since theirs is caster in their turn, we try and take advantage of that. Thing is, if we CLF, what are we doing on our turn? We could set up a board state piece. By pitching the Fighting Spirit, which doesn't feel good. We could also crack the gold, and that's just how we keep a CLF. Which is another thing about having that. It's quite nice, actually, for that kind of cases. Yeah, the best play might just be to just hold on to CLF and just send a Fighting Spirit. Yeah, and then they would need to like have 2 counters on it to keep an extra turn, and we are representing that we're holding on to a bunch of resources. Okay, cool. And then we can like hold on to like probably the Hex. I think I'd rather develop the Hex than the Chill. Yeah. Okay, sure. Fine. Yeah, CLF results. Yep, and then we can Fighting Spirit here. We don't get a life gain. But we are, we have 2 float. We're selling 7, and Okay, cool. I mean, this charges our Alluvians. I'm pretty happy about that. And it's leaking 1, but it charges our Alluvian. I suppose it's leaking 2 because of the Frostbite and the Hex they have on us. Okay. I would love to play out CLF here, but the only ice card we have to pitch on our turn is the Frost X, which I do not want to do. It is kind of gumming up my arsenal, though, and I don't like that. We could just say, fine, we'll just CLF here, and just resolve the Hex on our turn, or maybe resolve an Epot. Gosh, this is a little awkward. We could, okay, no, we could CLF Moon. Yeah, actually, I like CLF Moon. Our turn is just Scar, and we Arsenal Frost X. Okay. We are giving up. Yeah, and their CLF is going away. We are giving up setting up an E-pot, but I think we kind of just have to here. This is fair amount of damage that we're getting in. Ooh, and they're getting rid of the chill. I'm very happy to see that. Cool, here you go. Here's 4. Okay, they're just taking it. Oh, okay. Oh, they brought in sinks into us. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. I suppose, I mean... Okay. So, I mean... Oh yeah, and they have to pitch for the CLF, so... Okay, and they're pitching a red Ice Vein. So that, you know, when that comes back around, they had 56 cards, so they may not see that. Yeah, I wonder if we'll be able to catch them on a read that they have a D-React in Arsenal. Okay, Bull, Dez is coming in with the buff, which is annoying. Okay, so I think I want to take this and then use my Frost Hex, because then I'll gain my life back from the Findel, and on our turn can be E-Strike for 7, and we get to Arsenal another CLF. Cool. So we do this, gain a life back, get to resolve our second Hex. And they don't have an Arsenal, so we feel pretty good about this. Oh, they use E-Pot, so they're gonna... I mean, they get a Luvian counter, so it's not like those resources are completely wasted. But at the same time, I'm very happy to see E-Pot off the field. Yeah. Is there an argument to Alluvian here to just sneak in extra 3 damage? I don't think so. I think we'll have opportunities to Alluvian eventually, that we don't need to do that now. Okay, they're leaking 4 here. Arsenal this, okay. Modest buff power, cool. So we could play the other CLF here and just block out and then crack the gold to keep the CLF and then Arsenal whatever we draw. I kind of do like that line. So, yep. Wait, what is this song? Okay, and that fight is going to deal another 2 unless they want to lose the Arsenal, both of which I'm happy with. Yeah, we can block 6 here. Yep, looks like that's leaking 2. And then we'll crack the gold. And that's how we keep the seal off. We might leak a bunch of damage here, but we still get an Arsenal, which is nice. I have to say, I do like this mode of being able to use the gold as just as a way to keep CLF, because if you're not bringing peak in this matchup, sometimes it can be annoying to keep CLF, and it's kind of important. Cool, and all they did was resolve E-Pot paying for it as well, and they can't moon here, so I do like this. Okay. Okay, now they're doing moon. Now, I think I'm just gonna block one, take two, and get an Oblivion counter. Oh god, what is this hand? Okay. Well, I mean, honestly, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. If we can somehow get rid of one of these reds, like, okay, if they do their Winter's Bite, okay. I don't like using this to block two. So we could play the Cold Snap, which, I mean, so given that they pitch a red, actually could leak in a bunch of damage. Maybe we draw. This is weird. So, yeah, I mean, what I want to do is just block with this and then do Scar Bull, but that does... If they go with Frostbite, we kind of get screwed. I guess if they go with Frostbite, we can Cold Snap at that point. But not Cold Snapping now is like losing 5 damage. So I could Cold Snap and just hope I draw a blue. If we draw a red, we're just kind of screwed. I think I'm supposed to take this 5 damage here. This is a lot of damage, yeah. And we are still insulated by CLF, so this, if we do draw blue, which we do, okay, nice. So the Scar Bull, like because there's a CLF, it's a bit awkward for them to give me a Frostbite while CLF is out, so don't hate that. Yeah, it seems like blocking this bull is the best thing we can do. We could maybe hold on to it, and if we don't get interrupted, we can just Scar Bull and Arsenal the other bull. And if we do get interrupted, we actually have an extra resource to play the other bull. So, you know what? I think I'm supposed to just take this here. And we moon. Okay, they're blocking... Okay, cool. That means we aren't getting interrupted at all, so that's quite nice. Yeah, and the other thing about taking that Scar damage is that even if they take my Scar, my bull will definitely be on. So, big fan of that. Wow, they took it all. Okay. Is that an Ice Vein? Okay, no, it's a Fighting Spirit. Okay. Alright, so I think I just want to... I wish I could go lower than them in a nice way, but it's not efficient. So I could just block 6 and send a bull at them, Arsenal to chill. I believe we blocked with an Ice Vein very early on, but I don't think I've seen one, so... Good chance we can do nice things with the chill. Yeah, alright. I would say it's a little annoying to be just above your opponent when you're sending bulls and fighting spirits at each other. Great job casting the Calling and Bell Hardened. Me and Mansant crushing it. Thanks so much, Thomas. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Mansant, I mean, puts in so much work into those things. As I'm sure y'all can see with the amazing level of production quality. Okay, so, you know, at this point, I'm actually really hoping I don't see my Warhorn. Because we're getting to the game state where the first person to start triggering the chills is just gonna win. So, I don't have time to do Warhorn stuff. No, we will be taking this, and since they're open, I want to resolve Chill. And hopefully... Fuse. Okay, we don't get to fuse. Did not draw that, but alright. I mean, I have 2 hexes. So, okay, so we definitely chill here. And this could be... We have the option to either Waning Moon. Which this, I think is an argument here to Alluvion here. To Moon. Alright, so we're definitely doing this. I think setting up Epot now is nice when they have 2 hexes in them. Yeah, okay, so what's... Yeah, so I think I want to... Yeah, I want to put this Icelander in my arsenal. They're going to be taking a bunch of damage here, all losing the card. Because it's going to be 2 plus 3 from Moon. So I think I can get rid of this Hail. Yeah, let's get rid of this Hail for that. Okay, they're popping the Epot again. So both times I've used the Epots has been like very defensive, which honestly I'm a fan. Okay. So, okay, so they really want to keep that. So, given that they really want to keep that, I can imagine they want to use it on my turn. So, I'm probably going to get hit. So, in which case, I can save a blue to block whatever they want to do. And I'll also charge my Alluvion back to 2. In which case, I use my Alluvion now. Yeah, as in, if I use it now, I'll charge it back up to 2. So, yeah, I can use it now to send 3 of them. And on my turn, it'll just be Resolve Epot. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting that they only blocked 1 of it. Are they actually playing that last card? Oh, wow, it's a Scar. Wow, we got jebaited. But actually, this is still fine. I was planning to use this... I was planning to conserve this for what they do on my turn. But this was always going to be a blocking card anyway, so I can just use it now. We don't get the Alluvion back up, though. Now, that's annoying, and that could bite us later on. You feel like you would chill, Moon, play out Epot, and Arsenal and Tunnel? Yes, that's exactly the line that I landed on as well. Yep, we just Epot, and since I have an Arsenal, this is free. This is very nice. Again, kind of hoping I don't see my Warhorn, but I feel like we should be coming up on it soon. Okay, so they are playing CLF. Alright, wizard math time. I could activate Epot and do an Ice Eternal for X is 4. It'll also trigger a chill, so they could have 2 resources. Okay, no, but just giving them 4 Frostbites isn't enough because they can just break it by pitching them to Alluvion. Probably, right? Because even if I trigger the chill, they'll be at 2 floating and 1 card in hand, and that we always have to assume that that's a blue. So they could just break the Alluvion, yeah, break it, and then that'll be no fun. So we're just supposed to let the CLF resolve. Yeah, I think we're supposed to just let the CLF resolve in an art and just like E-strike. We could also counter CLF them. Man, the Wizard Mirror is honestly very exciting. These CLF turns, man, it's always really hard to figure out what's happening. Yeah, I think doing the Ice Eternal will just be blowing a lot. It does like strip their hand, but then they still have the CLF, so I can't really capitalize on their hand being stripped. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it resolve. Okay, they are just ending. Okay, cool. I don't hate that. Okay. Because I have 2 hexes on me, as in they've put 2 hexes on me, I do feel a little nervous. We could E-strike. That leaves us with 2 floating and a blue in hand. So that's 5 resources, and we, I guess, have an E-pot, but under CLF, the E-pot's just +1, so we have 6 resources. So they probably can't kill us and I get to send 7. The alternative is I just resolve the CLF. I think the E-strike line is probably better, just because I don't think they can kill me. Okay. That's a cold snap. Pitching a yellow as well, so... Sure. I will not pay. Pitching a yellow, so they could moon off of Constellus. But I'm pretty happy to see them pitch a yellow for that. Yeah, okay, so they are mooning off of Constellus. I mean, we still can block all of it, can't we? Because, yeah, the Frost's going to deal 2, and then this is going to come in for 3, and we have 5 resources perfectly. Was that a mistake? Yeah, okay. Yeah, they accidentally activated a moon before the Constellation resolved. Yeah. No problem. Okay. So yeah, we'll just block that completely. And we still have 2 floating to block the frostbite. So we end up not taking any damage, and they're likely leaking 1 here. So yeah, I think the E-strike line did end up being the best line there. But it was worth talking about the counter channeling Frigid. Okay, cool. And based on this, there's no way they get to keep their CLF, which I'm very happy to see. Okay, and we found a red ice vein. That is really, really nice. Okay. Okay, so this looks like we could start making things happen, because we're going to trigger Chill first. They won't have CLF. We will also get to Moon. Okay, opponents having a bit of a think, which is totally fair. I mean, we've spent so much time thinking. Honestly, I do think I need to get better at playing faster. At the same time, playing on stream does also mean that I take a little longer, because I do like to explain my plays. Alright, so... yeah, and at 14 with 2 blues in hand, I'm not afraid of like dying in response here, which is nice. So, at this point, I'm feeling pretty ahead. But here's where honestly, having the Warhorn in my deck might come to bite me, because I do not want to draw a red while I have this Icelander here. Okay, and they're blocking completely. Cool, we will go ahead and Moon, and I guess, yeah. Wait. We will Moon, and I wonder whether you hold the Blizzard just to guarantee that we have an Ice card. The thing about keeping Ice Eternal is we might be able to do like a fancy Ice Eternal, like off a Strider's line, where we Ice Eternal from Arsenal. That creates a bunch of Frostbites, and then the one from my hand just deals a bunch of damage because of the number of Frostbites they have. That's probably too cute, and I'm probably just supposed to just make sure I have an Ice card. Okay, so they lost 2 life, and if we draw enough blues... okay, there we go. There's a Warhorn which I was talking about, which I knew was going to come bite me. Question is, do we still have lethal here? Because we can... once we fuse this Ice Eternal, it does rip their last card because of the chill. So they have like 1 resource floating. At most. And no way to break on a more Frostbite. So with E-Pot and pitching a blue and a red, we can make X equals to 3. that will deal 3 damage. Well, let's say that 10, right? With that 1. With the 1 floating. So that will deal 3, they go to 7. Plus another 6 and Moon. This should be lethal, and it's not. I'm not even using Striders, so. We're paying 6 into this. Pitching like this, and using. Okay, yeah. So I can see what they do with what they do about the chill first before I decide what the Metacarpus. Okay, cool. I mean, do I even need a Metacarpus here? I'm pretty sure this is just lethal. We also have Alluvian for Moon, but alright. Yes, sure, go ahead. Cool, and then this should be game. Alright, cool. Whew. Yeah, yeah, we took way longer than they did. We took like double their time. Again, like I said, I do like to explain my plays. Yeah, okay, so we did not get to do the Warhorn tech in this game. It was because our Warhorn was pretty much at the bottom of a deck. But basically the idea is that, like, and we also saw it on our opponent's side, right? How much did the Nelrune Hood even matter in that game? Right, they used it once. They got to block our red Ice Vein. But, like, aside from that, this really doesn't do much with all the physical attacks that Icelander send at each other. And then, of course, I mean, Crown of Providence would have, you know, saved 2 life and let you filter, so that's quite nice. But my logic behind this is that if you get a Warhorn in the first half of your deck, and you are Royal, you get to blow up their chill and the Hex that they put on you. And because of the number of times you just draw all blue hands and you're kind of just staring at each other, sometimes you even, like, I don't know, Ice Bolt yourself, just like Alluvian or whatever. If instead of doing that, your turn is you Warhorn to, like, blow up Chill and Hex, that feels like it could be better. It's just theory at this point, like I said. And you'll have games like this, where the Warhorn just was never relevant anyway. The gold was relevant, because we got to keep CLF around a lot easier. Which, you know, without Coronet Peak is actually really difficult, and CLF, when you have it out, does feel really, really good. Feels like a very, like, warm, fuzzy blanket. So, that is the theory behind it. Like I said, I do need to test a lot more to know if this is actually viable, or if it's just a meme. So, yeah. Warhorn won me the game? Yeah, totally. I mean, I pitched it. It was relevant. It was there on the kill turn. Sup Xavier? Is it Xavier or Xavier? I feel like I know people who prefer it either way. Yeah, anyway, so that's the thought behind the Warhorn tech. Yeah. No idea if it's actually good. If you aren't Royal, aren't you still building up Chill and Hex? No, actually, because... Well, here's the thing. If you are Royal, you get to choose the permanents. But if you're not Royal and they get to choose, they will just blow up the Hex that you put on them. And it's very important that they don't blow up the Hex that you put on them, because then you're just net neutral at that point, right? So being Royal lets you choose the Chill that they developed. Because, yeah, like, for the same reason that you can destroy the Hex that's on you, if you aren't Royal, they just get to do the same thing for the Hex that you put on them. So, if you aren't Royal, you would be priced into, like, not hexing them the whole game. And that is... I mean, you just can't reliably do that, right? Like, if you see your first hex and then you find your Warhorn, then you're kind of stuck. So that's where the Royal comes in. And again, like I said, like, the headpiece... I don't know, like... Yeah, it's the Nelrune Hood. It just feels very, very inconsequential a lot of the times. Like, every time you resolve an Ice Vein with Chill behind it, you're just not using the 5th point of AB. So, that's... I don't know, I feel like I can count... There's very few times I've actually been like, oh, I really need my 5th point of AB here. Most of the time, it's just blank headpiece. And so that's why I was like, if we can just fit Royal in and just put this one Warhorn in, and half the time, if it just wins me the game, because I found it in the first half of my deck... Is that a trade-off I'd be willing to take? And that's basically what we're experimenting with here. For which matchups, just the mirror. Just the mirror. Warhorn is is what I'm experimenting with to see whether it breaks the mirror, basically. That's it. I don't bring it for anywhere else. And, you know, a 1-card sideboard piece for a matchup which you expect to be quite prevalent, because Icelander is obviously one of the strongest decks right now. I think it's totally fine, of course, to, like, you know, dedicate 1 sideboard slot to that. Well, I guess it's 2, because it's the headpiece and the Warhorn, but at the same time, you don't need to run the hood, so it's kind of like, you know, it's 1. Hope merchants for the mirror if you really want to improve. Honestly, like... Yeah, I mean, those all-red hands kind of really kill you in the mirror, right? Alright, so we played, what was that? We had 3 games. The first one was a Lexi, second one was a Dromai, which they kind of DC'd, and the last one was a mirror. I think I'm just gonna play one more game for the stream, and I'm gonna switch over to Dorinthia. It is, now, I'm not a Dorinthia player, okay? I'm trying to learn it. It's just a deck I'm interested in. I have to say, you know, since Icelander came out, I haven't played any other deck. That's like since August or whenever. And I've gotten slightly, like... bored isn't the correct term. But I think I just want to experience learning the ins and outs of a new hero. This is not something Icelander gives me anymore, because I do feel I'm somewhat familiar with it. So... Dory is what I feel like I really want to try, so we're gonna give that a shot, and that will be the last game of the stream. Okay, we're against an Icelander. Okay, cool. So we have the thing, which is AB1. So I believe I'm supposed to go first because we do run E-pots, and I don't want them to be able to set something up. So we do that. Let's bring in the one Oasis. And... all the blues are in... yellow? The yellow Steel Blade just because it's yellow? I feel like that's correct. CNC does like nothing. Yeah, alright, we're trying this. Yeah, so like I said, I'm not a Dory player. We are learning here, and let's see how it goes. The list I'm using is Nixi's list. If you're not familiar with Nixi, they make really amazing YouTube videos on Dorinthia. It's just NXI. So if you're trying to pick up Dory, you know, go ahead and follow their stuff. They're really cool. Interesting. So Icelander is not good with dealing with breakpoints. Okay, they are running Providence. I wonder if I can go for the like glistening, and maybe if they overblock too much, I get twinning and then come in with the blade again. Because I don't see a big reason to like keep this hand anyway. Twinning's kind of meh, unless you already have a bunch of counters. And I don't mind Arsling Spoils of War, so we're just gonna go for it and see what they do. So ideally, they just block. They just like use their whole hand. No Jabil, yeah, because I mean, Jabil sort of lends you to like a fatigue style strategy, but you just don't have enough blues to fatigue the Icelander. And the moment they see AB3 and Jabil, they'll be like, all right, I'm just gonna Frost Hex you, and then you kind of just like what are you supposed to do, right? Wait, that's it? That's all they're blocking with? I mean, I'm probably just gonna go for the twinning just because it's pointless to hold on to when you don't have counters. And this way I potentially get the last 2 cards out of the hand. I'm surprised they just went... You know, okay, given that they just went +2, I wonder if that's a D-react. Okay, no, it's not. So I'm very surprised with their block on the first hit, because if I just had a +3 pump, they kind of get blown out pretty bad. So that was, I think, a bit of a weird block from our opponent. Also, our opponent is running 62 into us. Interesting. That's what you hit it with the war. Indeed. Okay. Okay, what do we do about this bull? Alright, we could block 6. It's kind of, I don't know, this if I try and play the mid-range game against Icelander, I'm just going to lose. is the problem. So if I block 6 and try and like Spoils of War Dawnblade them, it's just so bad. Like there's no way I win off of that. So I might want to hold on to his Iron Song. Yeah, if only this was a blocking, I would happily get rid of the Steel Blade Shunt here. Yeah, you know, actually, okay. I think I'm fine blocking 6. I can Spoils of War, Dawnblade, and then just use the Steel Blade Shunt as resources. Because they're gonna give me Frostbites or whatever. Oh, they aren't giving me Frostbites. Interesting. Well, the number of physical attacks they run arseling this isn't like the worst. Like if I can tunic it out and like just block 5 off of it, it's like okay. Although I definitely would like to pitch it here. Please give me some Frostbites, opponent. It's not like the priority target. Okay, what's this? A D-react? Yeah, that's a D-react. Okay, cool. I see. Okay, I'm blocking with a CLF. I'm very happy to see a CLF blocked with. I mean, that leads me to believe they have another one. Oh, and they're blizzarding. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Okay, so I can pitch, but I can't swing with Dawnblade again anyway because of the Frostbite. So do I actually Arsenal? They can't even peek me, so I'm not sure what these cards are. Like, I guess it's Scar and then Arsenal, or maybe it's just a Bull. Yeah, so since, yeah, I'll rather just Arsenal it just because it isn't doing anything. I'm not sure why they blizzarded it, given that they already were covering it up completely. But okay. Okay, interesting. So they aren't Arsenaling. So I wonder if we can go ahead and Valor. Okay, so if they aren't Arsenaling, I don't need to be worried about resource. Well, I guess if I'm singing, I do want resources. So I could just take this, go for a Valor, and I have Singing Steelblade to like kind of definitely get the counter while they don't have an Arsenal. I think I'm supposed to take this opportunity while they've given it to me. And we have Tunic for the Steelblade Shunt if they send that. Yeah, and we keep the blue in case they have a Blizzard or anything, and if not, we get to singing like something mean. This matchup is so dynamic. What I really like about this, ooh, wait, that's it? Well then, I just save my singing for the second hit, right? If this is what happens. Okay, so they are doing the sync. Cool. I'll let them resolve the sync before I decide what I'm doing. Okay, cool. They've done that. Now I get to singing. Unfortunately, I do need to find a pump. And that is a second sync below. Typically the Icelander is only running 3. So. Okay, now what do we find here? I mean, I kind of just want to find out for blood, and then my second one comes in for 4, which can be awkward for Icelander to deal with. And we have resources anyway. I guess if we use out for blood, we aren't playing around Blizzard, is the only thing. And I think that's a risk I will just take. Because we already saw them use 1 Blizzard. So, just hoping they don't have the other one. Okay, cool. Yeah, they didn't. So we get to Brave Forge here and Dawnblade as well as coming in for 5. Yeah, cool. Okay, it's a full block from them. Cool. So we get another turn of them not having an arsenal. Okay. Okay, so... yeah, so here's where, like, we had a good turn when we arsenal this and preparation for Tunic, but because we had a good turn, they didn't send anything at us, so this is kind of stuck here, which is not great. I feel like playing Glistening without having a good attack, having a good attack reaction isn't very good. I guess there's Overpower. So this could be Glistening, and we have a bunch of blues. And we get to Overpower to try and get the Dawnblade to hit. Okay, yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, Glistening when they don't have an arsenal does feel pretty nice. Yeah, so we get to Warhorn and Slab resources for a second Dawnblade swing. I would say drawing all our blues, or like drawing 3 blues in this hand does feel a little... It makes me a little uneasy, because I do want blues for like later on. Like, I don't want to be stuck on like no blue hands later on. Okay, so this reads like they have a defense reaction, right? If they perfect block this, that has to be a defense reaction. Yeah, it has to be a defense reaction. So if that's the case, I'm just gonna Iron Song, which will force a defense reaction from them anyway. And if they don't have it, we get to pitch an extra into Brave Forge and then come in. Oh, they didn't have it. Interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool, so we got our first counter. Let's see how long we can keep it. I do hope they just, I don't know. I hope they start getting aggressive and be like, I just need a race so I can actually get this Talishar on my arsenal, because this is really annoying. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose the game off of having this in my arsenal. Yeah, I kind of just had a bit of the, you know, the big eyes you get, like when I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have Tunic up and this arsenal doesn't like get 5 value. And then I might just get terribly punished for it. Okay, so they're stopping the, I guess, the second and third counters, but we still have 1, which is very strong, because Icelander is really bad with breakpoints. Like, she really hits them. Okay. So, okay, this time they did Arsenal. And our priority here is just to not lose the Dawnblade counter. So if I Supremacy and they do things... With my Tunic, I potentially... yeah, the thing is, I do want to make sure I have enough resources to, like, puncture, because if they block... I mean, okay, if I Supremacy, I'll at least know what they're up to. Yeah, alright. Where's it going to do it? Where's the Supremacy? Oh, wow. They didn't respond. That is wild. Okay. Well, this is looking to be like a Crack Bolter's turn. Let me go ahead and select that gem. Yep. The classic is just block out completely and hope they don't have twinning, right? I guess twinning wouldn't help me here because I don't have go again. Okay, I think I'm going to use the puncture anyway because I'm going to be holding on to 2 reds. That feels sus. So it's going to puncture and they get a counter, but alright. That is another Ice Fan from them. How many... Okay, wait. Yeah, I guess the chain hasn't been closed yet, so I don't get to see it. Yeah, I'm not sure what their hand... Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what happens when you don't have card in a peak. You just... Your 1-card hands are just... You just can't do anything with them. Okay. Although, this thing being stuck here is such a pain. So given that they didn't use the arsenal previous turn when I did a Supremacy. Alright, so yeah, this is always happening. Yep, and we'll hold the puncture as an attack react. Yeah, and then we can... I think I did a bit of a mispitch there. I should have pitched around these reds, because... Yeah, in case this Dawnblade doesn't hit, I'm stuck on 2 reds in hand. And Supremacy doesn't feel very strong right now, when I don't get to guarantee a 5-card hand from it. I do like that I've gotten all the armor though, so at this point the breakpoints are really, really difficult for Icelander to deal with. Okay, nippling, chill. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Cool. Fine. Okay. Oh, let me... no, that already has go again. Okay. So now I can Brave Forge. Wait, can I Brave Forge? Dawnblade costs me 2 to swing. So yeah, I should be able to Brave Forge, because yeah. Brave Forge, yeah, and I can get both these cards out of my hand. And then Dawnblade comes in for 4, which is difficult for them to deal with. I do like that. Honestly, ideally they keep that to try and send a bull at me, and I can finally get this out of my arsenal. Because, oh my god. It's like early on they sent like a bunch of attacks at me and they just haven't since then. Although, I mean, given that they just set up a chill, maybe they're gonna keep that to try and send, to try and ice feint me. Which would be really bad. Alright. Yeah, they're keeping that. Is it gonna be an ice feint? Oh, it's an E-strike. Oh my god. Oh, I can finally get rid of a Steel Blade Shunt. Huge. Yeah, and then we just keep everything else, right? And then we can Dawnblade. We have Glint. We have Opa. We also have Twinning. So, yeah. Twinning is best when you actually have a counter, so... Alright. Finally, this is getting out of there. Oh my god. Alright, so lesson learned. Maybe don't... Like, you see Tunica, but if you're gonna hold tempo for a bit, just don't, you know, Arsenal de-react. Cool, so we can pitch Hit and Run, because Hit and Run's the same thing as Glint. Well, the same thing as the worst case of a Glint, but if they block, I get to draw a card from it, and it'll be pretty sick. Interesting. Okay, this could be a de-react. Sure. I don't really mind a Hex. Okay. Interesting. So I mean, I believe there's one of those turns where we can actually swing Dawnblade 3 times, right? If I use Bolters here, and then swing again, I can maybe save the Glint and Twinning for that, and then swing again after that. I'm just not sure if that's worth it. I can probably just save Bolters here and just use my Glint. Trouble is, if they sink me after that... Yeah, it's fine. If they sink me, I can overpower myself. I could Twinning it. Okay, no, so they let it hit. That's very nice. Okay. Do we Braces here? Blocker Bolters. Yes, that's a pretty good point. Oh my god, yes. I've been thinking so much about like the freaking Steel Blade on my arsenal and everything. I completely forgot I do need a block on my armor. Okay, so now let's if I just send Dawnblade, I can't threaten overpower anyway. So maybe just hold on to it. Oh, I'll just put Twinning in my arsenal, yeah. Yeah, let's put Twinning in my arsenal while I have the counter. I suppose, I mean, this way we still threaten actually a third Dawnblade swing this turn. Again, I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah, so... Oh, wait, no, we don't have go again. Alright, cool. We're fine. But we keep the counter because the first one hit, which is nice. Ooh. Ooh, this is not great. This hand... Yes. I was worried about drawing, you know, when I drew 3 blues earlier. I was worried that we might draw into too many reds, and that's exactly what's happened here. So honestly, this could just be Nourishing Emptiness. They can't deal with it unless it's a direct in Arsenal. And we just hope we draw something better next turn. I think I can get rid of Ironsong Pride. When they don't have armor, it's a lot easier for me to counter than Dawnblade. So... And then maybe just keep Glistening and just pitch 2 reds for this Nourishing. Yeah, especially if I'm potentially going into a 6-card hand with training an arsenal, I'll just keep the glistening and that potentially gets us there. Is this the bait blade build Josh Lau was doing on normal? This is... I'm actually not familiar with the bait blade build. This is Nixi's list, NXI on YouTube, whose videos I've been enjoying a lot to learn Dory. So that, yeah, that's what we're playing, and I'm interested in learning Dory. Okay, okay, cool. Are they really just gonna take 6 here? They just took 6. Cool. Are they gonna send something back? Okay, no. So we might be getting Ice Vein here, which would obviously be tragic, but we are getting extra cards, so. Yeah, there we go. That is a nice Vein. Why did they keep all the cards, though? Like, you would think they would, like, Red Winter's Bite or Scar or something. If you want to keep all those cards. Okay, cool. So we can discard to chill and then... Oh, pitch to chill and then go ahead and respite the Ice Vein. I don't hate that. So we will pay with... I mean, I think we're supposed to pay with glistening. I don't think I can keep the glistening here. So, yeah, we can pay yellow on the chill and then pay yellow on Oasis and AB1 on the Ice Vein. And so which 2 cards do we want to keep? I think we definitely keep Glint. So we can keep Glint. Yeah, Nathan and Brian. Yeah, Nathan and Brian is just he's an absolute menace. Yeah, so I think I can Bolters here and Brave Forge and Tunic, and then Tunic swing again, and then that comes in for 4, which is we've talked about is difficult for them to deal with. It is a use of Bolters, but I think to get the counter when they're at 16 and no armor, I think it's probably worth it. Yes, I do want to destroy the Bolters. Ooh, punished with the Blizzard. Okay, sure. Yep. It's obviously something that can happen, and it's not something we can play around always. And yeah, nothing I can do about this. I could Tunic, pay, but then I can't pay through a Frostbite. So yeah, sure, I'll not pay. And then I'll just leave one floating to block the Frostbite damage. Right? Yeah, we have 3 shows. We can do both and get rid of the Frostbite. I do like that. Yeah, alright. So let's stroke first. And that goes up to 7, and we keep a counter, which is nice. So as long as we don't get Ice Veined, we are looking to be a decent spot. Yeah, I'm curious about our opponent going for Hexes in this matchup when I've only shown AB1. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, the board's kind of scary. Like, we definitely aren't... Like, I would say we are, like, a little ahead, but we aren't... We aren't, like, definitely there, you know? Once they resolve a CLF, I think I saw a couple of CLFs being... I saw one blocked and one pitched. But we aren't out of the woods yet because of that, especially because of the last chill trigger over there. Okay, well, they just had... that's a final sync. That's their last sync, I believe. Yes, that is their last sync. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. Oh god, what is this hand? Okay. Are we gonna double route for the win? I'm actually surprised there's even 2 routes brought into this matchup. I thought it would just be 1. But okay, I mean, I'm just following Nixie's sideboard guide here. We do know our opponents... I mean, I'm assuming they're not on Fates. We haven't seen a single one. They're not on Fates or Oasis. So, they're out of D-Reacts. So, you know, if they block this, they could just get double routed to death. We can double route through 1 Frostbite as well. So this matchup is incredibly dynamic because it feels like both of us needs to constantly play around hidden information. I mean, that's Dory's hero identity just in a nutshell, that, you know, the opponent needs to constantly play around not knowing what attack reacts they have. And Icelander as well. And you play around, wait, could they have Blizzard here? Could they have CLF here? If they pay into Brothers in Arms and we route it back to the hand, that would be sick. Looks like they're not paying for it because they went past. I was expecting a Tunic and then they pay for it and I get to like route it to the hand, and that would just be like so bad. But this looks like we have lethal. With 2 routes here. Okay. I'm taking a bit of a think, which is totally fair. This is very scary. Like, what I'm presenting here is actually terrifying when you are at 10. Because I have 2 float, there's a Domblade for 4 on the stack, and I have 4 hidden cards. Okay, yeah, so yes, that was a mistake from our opponent. They wanted to activate Tunic. So they're asking to undo. Actually, not sure whether y'all can see that. I forget if my face is covering. Okay, my face is covering a bit of chat. Yeah, so they are looking to undo that. You think I've mastered the outswing Dawnblade hero? Thank you. It is, yes, it is very, very skill intensive to say here's a Dawnblade. This is sick. Oh my god, the fact that they're paying for this Brothers in Arms, this route is such a blowout now. Yes, we are routing that Brothers in Arms. Get that out of here. And I think I'm just, I mean, we know, yeah, I'm not playing around on a D-React. I'm just gonna route again. And just, and then that's 10 on the stack. If you have a React, I guess you have it, but it's unlikely that you do. And I think our opponent probably was trying to set up hexes when they didn't need to. I think they lost a lot of tempo trying to set up hexes there. We saw them set up all 3 hexes there at the end, which when I only have AB1 does feel like, you know, it's weird because them setting up hexes, they are trying to go for a long game while I am trying to just race them. So in that sense, you know, if they can't block me enough, if they don't get to like CLF, and obviously hypothermia is not a thing anymore, to just end my turn, it can be difficult for them if I'm, you know, constantly presenting a bunch of stuff. And also, Icelander is just so bad with on hits and breakpoints that, like, we saw that happen, right? The armor was blown up in the first couple of turns, like the first like quarter of the game, and then it's so difficult for them to do things. Double route Pog, yeah, indeed. Okay, so yes, so we played 4 games in stream today, 3 Icelanders. Managed to get that in all the games, but I mean, that was the Dromai DC, which is a bit iffy. But we got the other games, and then we got there on our Dory game as well. So yeah, I will call the stream here. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope that was fun. You got to see you got to see my Icelander sort of royal tech for the mirror, which we didn't get to see it, you know, play out the way I designed it, but you know. You got to see the setup for it, and then afterwards got some Dory gameplay, and which is the hero I'm trying to train up. All right, well, thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.